Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Agent Spotlight. And today I've got with me Ashley Baker. Now, Ashley Baker has been using Razor Ridge exclusively since September 2025. Since then, she's closed over 150 grand in APV, mainly, if not all of them, in mortgage protection leads. And you're pretty much a real killer when it comes to the MP leads. You've had one of your best weeks was an $18,000 APV week, and you're now focusing on being stabilized around 30 to 40 grand in APV every single month. And what for me personally, it's just great to see your growth as you started Razor Ridge. I remember your first order where you emailed me, I just done my first order of like 10, and now you're doing like 20 or 30 a week. So really happy to have you here, Ashley. We've got a lot to discuss, but before we go into it, tell people a bit more about yourself.
Kind of fell into the industry. I've been in insurance for about a decade.
Hmm.
Initially, I was on the carrier side, I went on the broker side, and I divorced both sides. But when I first started, I was doing this part-time, because initially I just needed something to supplement what I had going on. So when I first started, I just needed something, and it
Uh,
just spiraled. I had one of those moments where I realized that this is something I actually like doing.
oh, brilliant. You want to make sure
That's
that you know
that's a huge
it.
thing,
Yeah.
literally. So by the time September rolled around, it was pretty spot on because we just got back from conference.
Hmm.
But Trevor and I are pretty close. So Trevor was like, "Ash, let me put you on. This is what I'm doing." So, I trust Trevor. I did it. I was still doing our IMOs leads, and then I split it. Literally, the first 3 days, there was an immediate difference, like immediate.
Talk to me about the difference, like what made you feel as though what we were offering back then, which is actually very different to the product that we offer right now.
That the difference was you call within like 5 or 10 minutes or so. Not only do they answer, but they know or they're anticipating my call. And they already know what I'm calling about. I don't have to jog anyone's memory. I literally remember my first app that I wrote off of my first batch of leads.
Hmm.
He calls me basically once a month.
Okay, so he's making sure you never forget as well.
Well, I ended up writing his entire family. That one app,
Wow.
actually, that was my largest APV when we were in Jamaica, like that
Wow.
following month. So that gave us that family.
Okay. For one,
Yes, I wrote him. I
oh,
wrote 2 apps on him, one on his wife, his 2 sons who are in their early 20s starting IULs. Yeah.
a space.
That was one family. It took about 2 weeks to work just that first batch of leads. I still remember the names of, like, that first batch because the people are ready. They're ready,
Perfect. And I
and
love
they
that.
recognize that they have a need. It's not a matter of whether or not they need it. It's, "Okay, how quickly can I fill this need, and what makes the most sense?"
Of September to today, the product's changed, I think, for the better, but you can be the judge. What would you say the difference is between Razor Ridge Leads then and Razor Ridge Leads today? Is the 8th of April 2026, just in case anyone's tuned.
Yeah. From September to now, the bigger difference is we're capturing a younger audience now. It's not just people in their early 60s. It's not people in that early retirement phase. It's not just people who already understand the value in insurance. Now we're talking to younger people who recognize I need to cover myself. It's like the bucket of people that we're capturing more so now are people in their late these early 50s who are beginning to establish families. They may have just gotten their, first or second property. They're more comfortable in their careers and just getting a glimpse of I can give myself a certain level of protection with money that's already going out the door. This is the first time a lot of them have heard about it outside of a job.
Yeah.
So that's a huge difference between now and then.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. And only that, I guess, have you had many clients text or call you ahead of time or yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yes, clients are calling literally within 15 minutes of submitting their requests, or they're texting. And when they text, they tell you their availability like, out the gate.
I guess this is also why you're feeling more comfortable buying more leads, you're not doing 10 a week, you're doing like 15 or 20. You're saying you maybe want to do 30 or 40 a week because you know that you have the time and you're able to do it without losing the quality or being able to,
The
well,
past 2 weeks has been 30 for the past 2 weeks, and I am looking to increase that.
you're not playing around. I think one of the biggest things that you've done is your ability to attract that one call close. Ashley, how are you doing it?
I will say everything has to be very organic. People, first of all, the ad they're responding to has already perfectly planted the seed of urgency. So you don't need to build on that. All you need to do is just orchestrate who you are and what you're here to do and
Mhm.
just be quiet. And like literally like listening to people, like because if you try to force it, they're suddenly busy. And when we do speak, I just asked them, "How soon are you looking to get this started? Like, what were you looking to do?" They'll tell you. A lot of times when I ask that, they say, "What do you need from me?" That means
Mm.
now. Listening is everything. And also like listen to people's hesitation. Acknowledge what they're hesitant about and just be quiet for a moment. It allows them to process whatever that fear is, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with you or the process itself. It's just people have a lot going on. Life is happening to everybody at rapid speeds, and ironically enough, slowing it down speeds it up.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But it's funny. It's funny you say that because I think the way in which I generate the leads is more conducive to this type of conversation, right? Because we're very honest in the whole process from the get go. I think it gives people confidence when the agent at the end is also open and honest, and just that's how you get better engagement, I assume.
Yes, I've literally developed whole relationships with clients. Like I'm literally going to a spa that's owned by a client up here in the Carolinas. And she's like, "Don't worry, come in. I got you. Like hydrotherapy. Let's do it." It's pretty top tier. Just be a person.
It makes sense. I think it's if people have watched other podcasts before this one, there's a very consistent theme that is clearly happening, which is everyone that is successful up with these leads. It's not a matter of you got to untrain what you've done previously. Actually, from what I'm hearing, is to actually just let them talk, give them some grace, because our advertising's done quite a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, like be secure in that. Like knowing Sally is only hearing from Ashley.
Yeah.
If it takes 2 months, if it takes a month, if it takes 2 days, Sally only hears from Ashley. And Sally knows Ashley's gonna call, Ashley's gonna text, Ashley's gonna email. That in itself gives people a lot of reassurance. In today's market, there's a lot of noise, like a lot of noise. And people are already inundated with whatever. They click one link and 15 different companies are calling them.
Right.
And it says, "This is what we do, this is what we had, this is who will be talking to you." And when you have someone who comes in behind that and mirrors that, it's a very seamless transition. If people cannot trust you, if you are not trustworthy, you have no business.
One of the things that I've noticed about you is that you're always evolving, seeing if you can get better results. One of the things that you're doing right is your appointment setting and confirmation structure and how you're able to get more people to attend your calls and just how, like, tell people about what you're doing. So anyone who wants to do their own version, they have the tools to do that for themselves.
Google for work, I use Google. Like Apple could just like shut up and take my money. Like, but for work, I do use Google tools heavily. I mean, it's much more efficient, it's clean, and it creates a level of distinctness across the board from calling, texting, calendar blocking. And it also helps give me guardrails, right? Because it creates that space for me.
You're using Google tools to create
Yes.
your full appointment set. Oh, interesting. So you're using
Yes.
what, the calendar? Are you using the phone? What else is there?
I use I use everything. Like because you don't want to be busy, you want to be productive. Right? So I literally created a schedule because, I mean, this is my business. So from these hours to these hours, I block off all of our meetings, our town meetings and whatnot. I
Yeah.
even block off when I'm doing recruiting. And whenever I speak with clients, whether it's text or call, I have my calendar open on a separate tab. And when they tell me what their availability is, I just kind of glance over and I'm like, okay. Now, I will be honest, I don't do same day appointments.
Okay.
I will be like, and I know that sounds like a drawback from urgency for people, but same day appointments are not fair to people who have already raised their hand and
Mm,
blocked off time for you. And you need to be fully present for people who've already slotted time with you.
yeah.
The same time and attention you give one person, you have to give the next person. And that is a huge thing I've learned from September to now.
And talk to me a bit more about like your posture when you first get a lead and you speak to them. Because again, you're on leads. What you're doing is you've shown month after month, week after week that you're consistent, but also not even consistent with the numbers that you've got. You're building on top of it and you're still not losing any production numbers. It'll be really helpful for people to know what you're doing.
If I'm gonna be very frank, a lot of people are scared to invest in their business. Like you have to invest, you have to create an infrastructure that actually helps you sustain. If you don't have the infrastructure to consistently write 5 or 10K, you're not going to be able to write 15, 20 consistently. I figured that out. I use CRMs, I use calendars, I have a notebook that lives on my desk
Hmm.
and and literally like my environment has to be very clean, very blank. I've learned it all adds up. I literally have a huge dry erase board that says these are my goals, this is what I've done. I've got my little scripture nugget that we're because this business is, yes, it's people, yes, it's trust, but mental toughness is a big thing. Like I literally have to create the space for me to be my best self. And the only way Ashley can come to every call as her best self is if Ashley is clear, succinct, organized. I don't function without systems. Like,
Right.
why are
And
we trying to
so
take calls as we're racing through the airport? What?
yeah, yeah. So it makes perfect sense. But then let's say a lead comes in, so you're very much on top of them within 5-10 minutes, and then how
Mhm.
you approach the conversation? Are you because a lot of people on these pods have been talking about referencing like the YouTube video. Hey, tell me more about the YouTube video that you saw, or are you more along the lines of just letting them talk? So,
After I introduce myself, I say, literally, my call goes, "Hey, this is Ashley giving you a call about your request for life insurance to protect mortgage protection." They'll be like, "Oh, yeah, cool." A lot of times I don't have to say that because the lead has already texted me.
yeah.
We've already agreed to speak. And then before I start asking a bunch of questions, I ask, why are you looking for mortgage protection?
Mm,
Why are you looking for life insurance? And that sentence, for people who have literally thought about their situation, they'll tell you, well, I was at this job, I lost this. They'll tell you a nice little synopsis of what's going on with them in life. That reveals their intention. That also reveals their budget.
yeah.
That reveals where they are in life. What's at like the forefront of their mind.
Mm.
So yes, it comes in as a mortgage protection lead, but that one question has gotten me into the meat of it. A lot of times, sometimes leads are submitting requests, yes, for themselves.
Now that's brilliant because you're not you're not overcomplicating it. You're literally connecting with a human on a human level, right? And you're asking them, sorry, the question to open up. And then that's it. That dictates where you go next, really.
Yeah. I mean, it does help that I have a background in underwriting. That's what I did for a living.
So last question from me, and really what's your goals? What's your plan with Razor Ridge? What do you think you can achieve with what we have here? It'll just be interesting to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh my gosh. So my tagline for the year is no ceilings. So that's
Ceilings.
no ceilings. Yes, I want a team, but I want an efficient team. But I also realized that before I can have an efficient team, need to I need to consistently show that I have grown. So I can say, hey team, This is what we're doing. This is what we got. This is how you can do it. So for myself, well, you already mentioned it. I want to do 30, 40,000 like boringly. I don't want to jinx it, but as of now, I've already put like 25K on the board. Like it's the 8th.
8th of April.
Yes.
Oh my. Wow.
Yes. I had, like, 3 apps that I had to rewrite. Each of those were about 1,100, 1,200 a pop,
Hmm.
so that accounts for about 5, 6K. I did have some business rollover from last month,
Hmm.
so that's where that 27K comes in, but to date, yes, I've already put, like, 20K on the board.
Wow.
That is so my goal is to double that on a monthly basis, like, I want 20K weeks.
Yep.
I want it to be consistent.
I love that. Honestly.
And I do that this is the space for me to do that.
Mhm. I guess people really need to understand is as had a couple of other people on here, you're you're so consistent in your lead order when it comes in, the day it comes in. I wouldn't say the hour because I've not checked that, but it's very much. I'm gonna do this every single week. I'm gonna follow my system, follow my process, and that process, without fail, will deliver what you need and then some.
Every time. I kid you, every time. Like, it is crazy. Each and every time, week over week is that is the predictability part of it. Like, I know for a fact every time I put in a lead order, the order be fulfilled 3 or 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
usually.
Yeah.
So, I've learned that no matter what, as long as your floor is survivable, you're okay.
Yeah. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Some amazing nuggets in there. And yeah, look forward to your 30K month this month. It's going to happen. And I'm sure it'll happen next month as well.
Appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. This is pretty cool. Like, you make a scary business very manageable
It's,
because it's really hard to work with others. So you and your team are really amazing. You guys really are. You're responsive. You actually care about the quality
yes.
of of the product. You genuinely care about the quality and you genuinely care about relationships.
We, we try our hardest to make sure that we listen because you guys are on the street doing the work, right? And then that helps and think we put into the product. So on that note, been a absolute pleasure. I appreciate your time. And yeah, I'll catch you later.
Toodles!
Bye.